congratulations on this, and thank you for making it. It's a story that I think everybody needs to know, but a lot of people don't know. What was it? What attracts you to this kind of? You've also got the laundromat here too.
It's funny because it looks like I made some sort of choice, but I didn't put both of these films in this festival, and I went from one to another, in part because, initially I had thought that maybe the report could be a darkly comic thing like Catch-22, but as I began talking to Dan and really learned the depth of the horrors, I knew that wasn't going to work. And I think that made me, as a writer and as a collaborator of Stephen's, want to push even more towards doing something comic with the laundromat. Yeah. So they kind of are palate cleansers for me, for each other.
Yeah. Dan, for you, reliving this and getting, really juicy material. I mean, it's amazing, but to watch this story, at the end of the day, all you wanted to do was do your job, but you kept having those obstacles. How frustrating is that for you?
Well, I mean, it was a 7-year journey, right? But we did get a complete report done, almost 7,000 pages, 38,000 footnotes, and we did get this executive summary released publicly with 525 pages with some redactions. But we got it out there, and it eventually worked, and Scott did a fantastic job of bringing that into a 2-hour script.
Yeah. And Adam Driver. I mean, he's extraordinary. Yeah. But, how good of a Dan was he?
Well, one of the things I love about Adam in this film, it was a 7-year journey, and, the combination of Scott's script and Adam's face and eyes, you can kind of feel that journey along the way over 2 hours in a way that it's hard to imagine another writer or another actor being able to do that.
Yeah, tell me about what surprised you about Adam Driver.
I don't know that I was surprised. I was inspired because I think the big similarity between Adam and Dan is their work ethic. And, Adam would call me at midnight after we'd, wrapped and want to talk about the pages for the next day because he was working on them. And he would say, is it okay if I invert these 2 words because I think it'll be easier for me to say and it's making more sense to me that way. And so the attention to the text, his desire to understand what the boundaries are, for me, what I kept telling him is, you're in a bunch of boxes, both figuratively and literally. You're in this box of a room doing research on a box, and then you're also boxed in by the rules of decorum of the Senate and what your position is. And so, as Adam would say, you couldn't just pound the desk and say, no, this is the truth. And his understanding of that in a compressed schedule was beyond surprising. It was a gift.
Yeah, really, it's all about truth, justice. I mean, really, it doesn't matter who it is. Nobody should be treated like this, really. It's sickening. But how important is that to get this message out to people? And I really feel that they need to see this. It's so important.
No, I mean, this is probably, I think it's the largest report the Senate's ever conducted. I mean, it's massively important to me personally after spending all those years on it. But, these are techniques that have been, the U.S. military has always shunned and has always said have been ineffective. And I think the report details in great detail, right, that these techniques basically produce false answers and they don't get accurate intelligence. And it reverses a myth that's been pushed out there over years.
Yeah.
For me, when I started doing my research and I saw John McCain's speech, and when he says, it's not what this says about our adversaries, it's what it says about us, that really rewired my brain. And I realized that, even though I have written things that have been critical of my country in the past, that I think I do that because I want to believe the best of what America can be. And so I do want people to see it and understand that we really lost the plot and behaved in a way that our country never should have. But I also want them to see that our system, which is clearly broken right now, is still populated with people who want to do the right thing, and that the bones of it do provide for that. And I really feel lucky that I had the help of so many actors to help me tell that story.
Yeah, well said. That was amazing. Thank you so much, gentlemen, and best of luck with the film.
Well,
really.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.